Welcome back to Monster Tamer, our 2D Pokemon-like RPG created Phaser 3. In our last video, we worked on adding in our logic for our NPC battle to have our NPC show up at the start of our battle. We also added in some logic to make some of our text dynamic based on if this is an NPC battle or a wild monster. If you haven't seen the previous episode, you can find the link in the description. As always, you can grab the project source code up to this point, along with the completed code for this video, from the links in the description. I'll also include any assets you'll need to follow along, so let's get started. In this video, we'll continue working on our battle scene, and we're going to focus on adding in our logic for when our NPC has more than one monster. We'll also add in some logic to display how many monsters our NPC has in our battle scene, just like what we show for our player. Finally, we'll work on testing all of our changes to make sure we didn't break anything in our game, and make sure when we skip our animations, everything works. So let's start off in our NPC switch monster state. So when we're battling an NPC that has more than one monster, once we knock out the first monster in their party, we need to bring out another monster from their team. When this happens, we're going to transition to our NPC switch monster state. So in this state, we need a way to pick a monster that we want to bring out next. Now there's a few different ways we could do this. We could have our logic be very simple, where we bring out the next monster in their team. We could have it be random, where we pick a random monster that's still alive and bring that one out. Or we could even have our NPC be a little bit smart and try to bring out a monster that our monster would be weak against. So for our logic here, we're going to go with a simple approach, and we're just going to increment our enemy monster party index, and then later on, this could be enhanced if you wanted it to be. So we're going to move our to-do. So we're going to start off by doing our active enemy monster party index. We're going to increment it by 1, and now we'll want to grab that enemy monster and show a message that, hey, our NPC is bringing out that monster's name. Once we do that, we'll want to do our animations for switching our monsters and having our health bar appear. So first we're going to get a reference to that monster. We'll do const next monster will be equal to our scene data. We'll grab our enemy monsters. And now we want to use our active enemy monster party index. Now that we have a reference to our object, let's show our message. So we're going to do this, do our show messages and wait for input. So now for our message, we're just going to do foe is about to send in. And now we'll display our next monster's name. And now in our callback, we'll want to switch our monsters. So we'll do this, our active enemy monster. We'll call our switch monster method. Now we need to pass in our next monster reference. That way we can update all of our stats. Now we want that monster to appear. So we'll do our active enemy monster. We'll do play monster appear animation. So now once our monster appears in that callback, we now want their health bar to appear. Do our active enemy monster, we'll do our play monster health bar appear animation. And now once our health bar appears, we'll want to go back to our player input state. We'll do our battle state machine, we'll do set state. And now let's do our battle states. Let's do our player input. Now if we want to test our changes, first we'll go to our NPC JSON file. Let's update our NPC to have 2 monsters, so we'll do 6 and 7. We'll come back to our monsters JSON file. For monster 6, I'm going to update our HP to be 1. Now if we talk to our NPC, we'll start our battle. So now our enemy monster appears. We'll attack our enemy monster. Our monster will get knocked out, it'll disappear. We see our message, get our experience. And now we'll say foe is about to send out their Carnodusk. We'll hit OK. So now our enemy monster appears, our health bar appears, and now we continue our battle with that monster. So now just make sure everything's working, we'll knock out that monster, and we'll make sure we transition to the end of our battle. Enemy gets knocked out, we gain our experience, our monster disappears, and now we have our NPC show up. Nice. So now for our battle, we're going to enhance our UI to display the number of monsters that our NPC has. Just like what we do for our player, and that way we know how many monsters we have to battle. So we'll come into our battle scene. First, we'll all make sure we have a property for our UI container. So we're going to have our available monster UI container for our NPC. And now we need to create this game object. Let's come down to the bottom of our class. Let's go to our create available monsters UI. And so inside this method, we'll do the same logic that we do for our player for our NPC. So first, we're going to check to see if we're in an NPC battle. So we'll do is trainer battle. Then we'll do our logic here. So let's copy that. We'll paste it. We'll update our references. So we're going to have our available monsters UI container for our NPC. So now we'll create our container. Now for our container for our enemy monsters, we want this to be on the left-hand side of our screen, So we don't want to take our scale width. We'll just do 24 for our starting position. For our Y value, we're going to do 116. That way it's right below our bar here. We'll have our empty array. And so now when we go to show our icons, we want to do our enemy monsters. So for each of our monsters, we'll check their HP. We'll create our ball game object. And now instead of having our ball icons, starting from our right-hand side and moving to the left, we'll want to start from our left and move to our right. So instead of multiplying by our negative index, we'll just multiply by our index. We'll use the same thumbnail in our other properties. We'll add that to our container, and then we'll update our alpha to be 0 so it's not visible when our scene first starts. So now we'll want to update our battle scene class to show our container. So we'll start off in our pre-battle info state. So after we do our animation for showing our enemy's health bar, here's what we'll want to show our container. So we're going to do this. We'll do our available monsters UI container for NPC. We'll do set alpha. We'll set it to be 1. Next, we'll want to hide this at the end of our battle. So we'll go to our gain experience state. So on our state, after we hide our enemy monster, we'll want to hide our container here as well. So we'll do our available monsters UI container for NPC. We'll do set alpha. We'll set it to be 0. Then finally, we'll want to update our icons as we defeat our enemy monsters. So we'll want to go to our post-battle sequence check. So here, when we check to see if our enemy monster was knocked out, this is where we'll do our update. So we'll do if this is a trainer battle. Now we want to update our icon. We'll do this. Available monsters UI container for our NPC. We'll do get at. And now we want to do our current index. So we'll do this. Our active enemy monster party index. We're going to call set alpha. We'll set it to be 0.4. And so to fix our IntelliSense issue, what's happening is our getAt method, our type that's returned, is our generic game object from Phaser. For our container, we know we have an image game object, and so we just want to type that accordingly. So to add our type, we'll add that right above. So do our type, and this will be our Phaser, our game objects, our image. We'll add a parenthesis here, and then a parenthesis after we do getAt. Now that'll resolve our issue. Now with all of our changes in place, we should be able to test our code. Go over to our browser, let's talk to our NPC. Start our battle, our NPC comes out. Our monster shows up. Once our health bar is in place, we now show how many monsters our NPC has. Let's go ahead and attack. We'll knock out the enemy monster. Our icon should be updated to show that monster has been knocked out. We'll bring out our second monster. Nice. Let's now make sure everything works with one monster. We'll go into our NPC JSON file. We'll remove our second monster. Talk to our NPC. So now our monster shows up. Let's knock out our monster. Our icon fades. We reach the end of our battle. Our icons disappear. Nice. We just now have two other changes we need to make to our code. So in our battle scene, in our pre-battle info state, when we add in our logic for showing our UI container for NPC, we just need to wrap this to make sure it's actually a trainer battle. Otherwise, our game object won't exist. And now, once we defeat our NPC, we need a way to keep track of this. To do that, we'll need to update our data manager to show we've defeated that NPC. For that, we'll want to go to our finished state. And so before we transition to our next scene, we'll want to update our data manager. Do a check, so we'll do if this is a trainer battle. And we'll just make sure our NPC data is undefined. So if this, our scene data, our NPC doesn't equal undefined, and our scene data, our NPC, our ID doesn't equal undefined. Now we'll update our data manager. So we'll do our data manager. We'll do add defeated NPC. Now we'll do our scene data. Let's do our NPC and our ID. So now to test all of our changes, let's talk to our NPC. We'll go into our battle. So let's go ahead and knock out our NPC. So now we talk to our NPC. We'll say that was a great battle. Let's go ahead and save our data. Now if we refresh, we'll talk to our NPC, and we'll see our NPC data has been persisted across our play sessions. Alright, so now let's go ahead and update our monsters JSON file. We're going to revert our change for our HP. Let's go back into our NPC's JSON file. Let's update our NPCs. So for our first NPC here, we'll have our trainer youth girl. We'll have our monster ID be 7. And now let's add in our data for our other NPCs. So for NPC 19, we'll do our battle. So let's copy our array of our events here. We'll come to our object 5 here. We'll paste that in. So for our trainer not defeated, we'll do, hey, let's battle. When our trainer's not defeated, we'll do our trainer youth. We'll do our boy. We'll do monster 6. When our trainer's defeated, we'll say, you are a strong trainer. And for our message, when we talk to our NPC again, we'll do, I'll have to get stronger. Finally, we have one more NPC we'll do battles with, so let's copy our events. We'll come down to the bottom of our file. We have our NPC 19, which is our 9th object. Let's replace our events. So now for this NPC here, we'll do, hey, let's battle. We'll do our youth boy. But for this NPC, we'll have 2 monsters. We'll have 6 and 7. We'll have our trainer youth boy. We'll update our message. We'll do, I'll need to keep practicing. And then when we talk to our trainer again, we'll say, I'll need to train before we battle again. Alright, so now if we save, we talk to our first NPC, we show we've already defeated her. We'll go to our next NPC. So this guy right here, let's talk to him. Say, hey, let's battle. We go into our battle scene. We show our boy trainer. And now we should see our monster. I'm going to refresh our scene. Now we'll go to the top of our map, and we'll talk to our other NPC. So once we get up here, I'm going to save. We'll talk to our NPC. We should go into our battle. We'll see our enemy monster shows up, and we'll see this NPC has 2 monsters. Nice. And with that last change, that actually wraps up this video. In our next video, we're going to wrap up our NPC Battle feature, and we're going to focus on testing our battle scene when we have our skip animations flag set to true. You can find the completed source code for this video in the description below, along with the links to the full series if you need to catch up. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. It really helps others find the series. And if you've been enjoying these phaser tutorials and want to support the channel, I've set up a Ko-fi page. Even a one-time coffee helps me keep making more content like this, and the link's down in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll know as soon as the next episode is out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.